So what is productivity? Productivity is output divided by input. How much time, energy, other resources you have, and out of that, how much you have been able to produce. If your input is less and output is more, then naturally it is more, productivity is more than one. If it is otherwise, if input is more and output is less, then your productivity is less than one. And if they are equal, then your productivity is one. Productivity in operations management measures output per unit of input, such as labor, capital, or any other resource, whatever input you are using, information, labor, material, money, whatever resources you are using. Out of that, how much output you are getting, that is your productivity. The calculation for productivity is straightforward. Divide the outputs of a company by the inputs used to produce that output. In other words, we can say productivity refers to the physical relationship between the quantity produced, that is output, and the quantity of resources used in the course of production, input. It is the ratio between the output of goods and services and the input of resources consumed in the process of production. In that process, you are putting something. Yesterday we had said, what is operations management? You are putting something, doing certain processing on that input, and producing something. And the value of your production should be more than what you have put. So productivity is nothing but the ratio between output and input. Output is the in the numerator and input is in the denominator. To any economy, whether it is small, medium, or large, business, government or private. Individuals mean private. It can be more than one individual also, but whether it is private or government, productivity counts everywhere. Productivity is important everywhere. Productivity aims all the maximum utilization of resources for yielding as many goods and services as possible at a reasonable cost. So efficiency and effectiveness brings down the costs per unit. Our aim is to make the maximum profit, but at the minimum cost. So these two things we have to remember, and then only as possible, whatever your utilization is properly being utilized, time, the unnecessary time, money, things are not wasted, then only you'll be efficient and effective also, because you'll be producing what the consumer demands. Productivity is the ratio of output in a period of time to the input in the same period of time. So this is a diagram. Productivity is equal to output in a period of time divided by input in the same period of time. So what is input? Land, workforce, material, facilities, capital, technology, equipment, and tools. Productivity as already defined, output but divided by input. Production system is transforming that input into the transformation process of getting those from those input, getting the desired output, or it can be goods or as well as services. Transformation process or value addition, because whatever you are getting, it should have greater value than what you have been putting in. So output is what? Goods and services, and that goes to the end consumer or customer. So what are the factors affecting productivity? Productivity is the outcome of several factors. These factors are so interrelated that it is difficult to identify It is not the effect of only one or two factors. There are number of factors. Like for example, if you, what is your productivity? Some things are being input by your parents, by your teachers. There are so many things, so many factors will decide what will be your ultimate result. So similarly, in any operations also, productivity will depend upon many factors. First is your human. The human nature and human behavior are the most significant determinants of productivity. As yesterday also I had told you, now from the fourth, you have first generation of operations management, second generation, third generation, fourth. Machines are all right, they are helping us, but the ultimate result will depend upon how the human beings working in that organization, how they are handling things, how they are handling the machines, how they are getting maximum of profit from the resources that they are utilizing, because there is a very strong constraint on the resources. So how you utilize those resources in the most effective manner, that will be one factor, the greatest factor which will be affecting productivity. Human factors may, you can classify ability to work, like you have the knowledge. Suppose the machine is being governed by some computer, so you have to have the technical knowledge how to use the computer so that it gives you the desired result. So their ability, the knowledge has to be there, and also the willingness to use that knowledge. Okay, you are very educated and you know how to handle the machines, everything, but you are not willing, so who, won't that affect productivity? You're not, you are relaxing, you are not putting your whole mind and soul into your work. So it is both the things, not only having the knowledge but the willingness to use that knowledge. Then the technological factors are there. Second is your see, first is the human factor, second is the technological factor. No matter how good machines you have, how much, even like today we are having artificial intelligence at our finger point, even then how do we use it, what do we want, that will matter. Technological factors exercise significant influence on the level of productivity. The main technological factors are as follows: size and capacity of the plant, product design and standardization, time, timely supply of materials and fuel, rationalization and automation measures, repairs and maintenance. So these are the factors which will be, it is not only having the technology, but what is the size and capacity of you. If you have the technology to produce 100 units, I'm giving just an example, 100 units, but you don't have the capacity, that much of capacity, then what will happen? Some you won't be utilizing the total resources, because you don't have the capacity to produce that many, your plant size is small, do not have the capacity to produce that 100 units. Then how the product has been designed, and what standardization, because today, like for example, you take multinational companies, when you are buying, say, Johnson and Johnson cream, it is not whether it is being produced in India or it is being produced in US or it is produced in Bangkok or any other country. You are buying, so that standardization has to be maintained. That is very important in this global area. Time, timely supply of materials and fuel. If that is not there, what will happen? It will be delayed and the consumers will not get the material in time, and there's so much competition in the today's world, that timely supply of everything is very essential. Rationalization and automation measures, like you have to, it is now, it is just not feasible to do things without manually. You have to use automation and computerization, then only you will be able to survive in this competitive world. Repairs and maintenance, because you are using machine, is very essential. If it is not working properly, so naturally your productivity will be affected. You won't get the things in time. Maybe in not the quality of the product will be affected. So these uh, factors is going to affect your productivity. Then managerial, because see, again, managerial is what? People who are managing the whole affairs. So human factor again comes into picture. The competence and attitudes of managers have an important bearing on productivity. Like there is something called as industrial relation. How you relate with your subordinates, how you relate with your workers, how these all these things affect the will show you what is your productivity level. In many organizations, productivity is low despite latest technology and trained manpower. Because maybe the industrial relationship among, see, there are two things. One is your functional relationship, and another is your dysfunctional relationship. Because it is not a outcome is not in the hand of only one person. There are so many people involved, and they should coordinate with each other. Otherwise, what will happen? One will say something, another will say a complete contradictory, and that will affect the productivity. So, very good functional relationship among all the people involved in that operation has to exist. Job performance of employees depends on their ability and willingness to work. Like suppose your employee is very good, but somehow or other he is not satisfied with his or her work, so he is not willing to put his 100% into the work. That will affect so it is very essential that the management should see, it should be like a catalyst. It is not working itself, but it should motivate the people to work and give their total input into it, so that their productivity level is high. Advanced technology requires knowledge workers who in turn produce productively under professional qualified managers. Because sometimes what happens, if the manager is not technically savvy, he easily the workers will make fool of him, can fool him and say, nee, nee, this will not happen like this will happen. So the knowledge, what the manager expects from the workers, he or she should also have that, at least the overall knowledge. It is like, suppose if you own a car, it is not that you become a mechanic, but at least you should have an overall knowledge of the car, what goes wrong, how it has to be managed, and things like that. No ideology can win a greater output with less effort. It is only through sound management that optimum utilization of human and technical resources can be secured. Then natural factors such as physical, geological, geographical, and climatic conditions considerable influence on productivity, particularly in extractive industries. For example, productivity of labor in extreme climates, too cold or too hot, tends to be comparatively low. Actually, so you have to artificially build the atmosphere inside the organization so that the workers are comfortable working in that, whatever is the climate outside or the weather outside, they get a good weather condition inside the organization, and they are willing to work comfortably in it. Natural resources like water, fuel, and minerals influence productivity. Naturally, if there is a abundant, uh, for example, you take leather industry, lot of water is required to clean the raw uh, leather. There are many other industries which require water resources required, where fuel resources required, where mineral influence productivity. So all these things. For example, now things have changed a lot, but initially Jhargram and was a place where for heavy industry, uh, uh, the raw material was available there. So that is why the Tatas, they came all the way from Bombay, Maharashtra, to Jhargram, which was initially Bihar, to open up their first factories, that is Tisco and Telco. It was Tisco and Telco. Now it is Tata Motors and Tata Steels. So because the natural resource was present over there, so they built their first factories in that area, because at that time communication was not that well developed as it is today. So it was not easy for them to bring those raw materials to other places. But now with better technology, better communication, these things are possible. So natural factors are also very essential for increasing the productivity. Then sociological, social customs, traditions, and institutions influence attitudes towards work and job. See, for example, in 1862, the Britishers, they had opened a factory, railway factory at Jamalpur, which is in southern Bihar. Why? Because the area was full of very good carpenters and blacksmiths, and they were the one who their skill was required over there. Plus, the raw material was also nearby. 1862, but the tradition was that they were willing to work, giving their full. And that time, there was a time when Jamalpur was the, it was, you can say, just like in for forces, NDA is the hub. At that time for railway, it was Jamalpur was the hub. They used to not only produce different parts for an engines, but also train special grade apprentice, class 1 apprentice, trade apprentice, all these things. And it was a big hub. Now things have changed a lot, but sociological factors were also there. Not only the natural factors, but also sociological factors. And that increased their productivity. Uh, for instance, bias on basis of caste, religion, etc. These things, if we come over it, our workforce will be doing a better job. Like now things have changed a lot. Before, people did not want to leave their family and go somewhere else to work. So these things were affecting productivity, but with the sociological changes in the country, these things are being overcome. And now other facilities also, like more people have become more mobile, mobility has increased, because better vehicle of communication has come into existence. So not only natural, but even sociological factors affect productivity. Then political factor, naturally, if there is no law and order, no stability of government. For example, in early 70s, in especially in Bengal and in, nearby areas, was badly affected by Naxalite movement, and that had adversely affected the productivity of the firms or organization that was situated in that area. Then taxation policy of the government, how it is taxing the people, whether it is motivating them to produce more or less. So all these things matter. The political nature of the government, how it is motivating them to work harder, get more pay, live a better life, or it is not looking after the welfare of the all these things, all the political factors, they affect productivity. And it also, like sometimes if a government wants to develop somewhere, so it gives you so many facilities, like decreasing the tax, uh, making avail selling you land at a lower price and things like that. So these uh, policies of the government also helps you in increasing your productivity, because until and unless you start operations, you will not be faced with this problem. It is only when you get the opportunity to start such a operation, then only you will think about how to increase your productivity. Then economic factors, size of the market, banking and credit facilities. Initially, uh, banks were not that the banking in providing the loans and the credit facilities, but today the banking industry, the government policy is also such that you are getting credit facilities. So these things, the economic size of the market, banking and credit facilities, transport and communication system, etc., are important factors influencing. So you have to have that facility. It is for the economic gain of the country, not only of that particular individual. If the government is focusing on some few individuals, then it is doing something wrong. Because competition is very necessary. Until and unless there is healthy competition, things will not improve in the positive direction. Then internal factors. Controllable factors are considered as internal factors. These are factors which are control of industrial organization. How they are controlling the whatever problems they are facing, how they are controlling it, how they are changing for the better. How, what is the governments, how they are forming the policies, this is not very controllable from inside, but they are going to affect your productivity. Uncontrollable factors are known as external factors, and these factors are beyond the control of an individual industrial organization. They can affect productivity of an industrial organization, give industrial engineers the intelligence they need to sort out the low performance of resources and make strategic plans for the future. Until and unless you don't understand what are how will you motivate your workers to work harder, how, from where to get the material in such a way that it is delivered to you in time. So even though it is not controlled by you, but you can always try your best to get it in time, and so that the things move smoothly and your productivity increases. What are internal factors? Material and power, machinery and plant layout. Plant layout will again, in next class I'll be teaching you what are the different three types of plant layout, that you you can design your organization according to the thing you are producing. Your plant layout will affect that. Human resources, organizational and managerial availability of finance and technology. These are all under your control. These are internal factors. What are external factors? Economic, political, social, natural resources, and government. So, availability of finance. The ambitious plans of one industrial unit to increase the productivity will remain mere dreams if adequate financial resources are not available to introduce technical improve. Like for example, the competition is rising so fast, and for that you need technical inputs. And if you don't have the finances to invest in that technical input, you'll be lagging behind. So the availability of finance is very important. is not in your hand. But the government, that is why the government keeps on this, so that people can be more producing goods or services. So productivity has become almost synonymous to progress. Productivity means if your productivity is low, your progress is low. If your productivity is more, your progress is more. The resources of a country are generally limited. There's nothing, resources are limited. It is not in abundance. If it was in abundance, there was no limit to it, management was not required. But since every resource has some constraints, so we have to manage under those constraints and do our best. Therefore, higher productivity is essential for improving living standards and for the prosperity of a nation. Higher productivity requires elimination of waste in all forms. I said that effectively and efficiently. So, waste should be minimized. Higher productivity leads to economic growth and social progress. It is only by improving productivity that employees can get better wages and working conditions and more employment opportunities. Higher productivity brings lower prices for consumers and higher dividend for shareholders. It improves the exports and foreign exchange reserve of a country. Thus, productivity is the key to prosperity. Higher productivity is of special significance in an underdeveloped country like India. Mass poverty and unemployment control be eliminated without increase the time. We have seen not enough uh, uh, agricultural produce was available to the population of India. So through the effort of some people and organization, we had a this productivity of the agricultural produce has also increased a lot, and now we are not relying on other countries for our agricultural needs. Industry and all other areas of human activity. According to John W. Kendrick, the chief means whereby humankind can raise itself out of poverty is a condition of relative material influence is by increasing productivity. So it is not only the productivity of our industrial, here we are talking about industrial operations, but it is also of the agricultural produce, because that is the basic requirement of the human being, and human being only are going to improve the productivity of the uh, any industrial unit. How does productivity benefits you? It helps to reduce the cost of production per unit through more economical or efficient use of resources. Reduction in cost helps to improve the profits of a business. The enterprise can more successfully compete in the market. Then third is the gain of higher productivity can be passed on to consumer in the form of lower prices and a better quality of products. Similarly, gains of higher productivities can be shared with workers in the form of higher wages or salaries and better working conditions. Availability of quality goods at reasonably low prices helps to improve the standard of living in the country. Due to higher productivity, a firm can survive and grow better. This helps to generate more employment opportunities. So it is not only going to help you, but it is a inducting influence. Each and every sector of the society will benefit from it if we try to produce the maximum at the lowest cost. Due to higher productivity, a firm can survive and go better. This helps to generate more employment opportunity. That is one of the biggest problem India is facing today, of unemployment. So it is very necessary to see to it that wherever we are producing something, we should do it more effectively and efficiently, so the productivity rises and wastage is minimized. A more productive enterprise can better export goods and earn valuable foreign exchange for the country. Higher productivity means better utilization of the country's resources, which helps to control inflation in the country. So these are the eight benefits of increasing productivity. What are the ways to improve productivities? It is vital to develop high rate of productivity because it is the foundation of the business's future growth. There are many ways by which productivity can be increased. First of all, adopt best up to date technology, adoption of up to date technology in machines and equipment, implementing a proper system of managerial planning and control, effective time management, because time management is very essential. Time lost will never be regained. Maintenance of work facilities in factories, what facilities you are giving to the workers, how things are moving, how equipments are taken care of. So work facility will also help you in increasing your productivity. Standardization employees by providing training and an environment conducive to for personal as well as organizational growth. So we are finally it depends upon the human resource. So we have to take good care of the human resource so that they are doing their job properly and they are helping in increasing the productivity. They have to be, you have to make them feel satisfied, and they should also feel ki they are part of that organization. Let workers participate in management. There are so many things which even the workers at the lower level can tell the management to improve things. So it should be open to all type of suggestions. Provide a flexible work schedule instead of rigid working hours, so that more and more people are motivated to work and according to their own requirement and timing. Clear communication should be there between management and workers. As I told you, very good industrial relation is required everywhere if you want to improve productivity. Productivity does not mean ki just the quantity, it is also improving the quality of the goods or services which you are producing should also improve. Way one, combining the resources for production. Managers attempt to utilize the resources just described in a manner that achieves production at a low cost. They continue the various resources with the use of workstation as assembly lines. A workstation is an area in which one or more employees are assigned for a specific task. A workstation may require machinery and equipment as well as employees. An assembly line consists of a sequence of work. As I told you, in plant layout, you can have process layout, you can have product layout. So in some assembly line means in, the product is moving in a line and things are being added to it. For example, a vehicle, the first thing will be the chassis of the vehicle, and then as it moves, wheels are added, other components of that vehicles are added to the vehicle. An assembly line consists of a sequence of workstation in which each workstation is designed to cover specific phase of the production process. The production of a single product may require several workstations, with each station using employees, machinery, and material. Since the cost of all these resources along with the building can be can be substantial. Efficient management of the production process can reduce expenses, which can be converted into higher profit. So, if in the right manner, naturally your profits will go higher because your productivity will improve. So, it is whatever revenue you are earning on one unit. So, if productivity, the unit increases and your profit also increases. Employees are buildings, machinery. Employees use buildings, machinery, and equipment to convert materials into a product or service. For example, employees of printing firms use machines for typesetting. General nutrition centers use its 4 football fields to produce more than 1,50,000 bottles of vitamins per day. So they are using the resources. How they are using the resources, that so you have to combine the resources, optimize, work is done properly on time, also increased. Then selecting a site. As I said, selecting the proper site for your product unit is very important, because from maybe, as I told you earlier, most of the heavy industries were in eastern side of India, but now you have heavy industry all over India, like even in a place like Haryana, which does not have any raw material. Because but getting the raw material, the communication system has improved, and the market is near, people who are going to buy those products are nearby. So you have to be very careful about choosing your work site, so that you are not only going to produce whatever you are producing in the best possible way, but also marketing that product. So, and you are getting the labor force, whether the other facilities like electricity, fuel, all these things, you are getting it properly, all the raw materials, resources for producing that particular good or service, and also where to market it. So selecting the site is very important. Then selecting the design and layout. The design of the product also matters, and the design of the place where it is being produced is also matters. What is its layout, whether it is a process layout or whether it is product layout. Depending upon the product, you have to choose and accordingly make the select the design and layout of the unit you are setting up. Then production controls, fourth way. Once the plant and design have been selected, the firm can engage in production control, which involves the following: purchasing materials, because see, material input, your final output will depend upon the type of input you have put. Naturally, if you are making, I'm saying in our day to day life also, if you are making some vegetable, if you don't use vegetables, the final taste of the vegetable or the nutritional power of the vegetable will not be there. So it is very essential to see that the uh, at the first place only, the raw material which you are getting is of the type of, it is synced with the type of thing you are going to produce, and you are advertising for your consumers. Purchasing materials. Managers perform the following tasks when purchasing supplies. First, they must select a supplier, and the supplier should be good. He should sell the goods in a at a standard price, and should supply it in time. So it is very essential that the suppliers, a good selection of suppliers are done. Second, they attempt to obtain a volume discount. Naturally, Like suppose you're buying something at a larger volume, then you expect some discount on it. Third, they determine whether to delegate some production tasks to suppliers. Like everywhere, some parts, like for example, at Varanasi you have this uh, Banaras locomotives. They are not producing each and every parts over here. Some parts the suppliers are producing, and then they give that, and that is assembled in uh, uh, at BLW, that is Banaras locomotive. Similarly, in other producing units, the same process is done. Then inventory control, what you are getting, how much you are getting, how it is being utilized. You have to have a control, because see, there are two types of cost. One is your buying cost and one is your holding cost. If you are holding it for a longer time, if your inventory is not good, what will happen? You will be just wasting money. You have to use this in such a way that the finances involved in the whole process is minimized. And there should not be both the situation, that too much is not being produced so that you don't get buyer for them. That also is a lost opportunity, lost. And if you are producing less, then also you are losing profit. If the demand is more and you're producing less, then you are losing some profit. And if your demand is less and producing more, then the actual loss is there. And in the other case, the opportunity loss is there. The inventory control, you see to it that you meet your target, not more, not less. It is not 100% is not possible, but what will happen in future you don't know. 100% you cannot but you have to make a thorough study of the market, know what how many units are demanded, how to produce it in the most economical way, and how to deliver it to the consumer in the most economical way. So this way you have a control over the, that is why inventory control is very important, whether it is of finished good, semi finished goods, or raw material. Then routing, that is the sequence of doing the job. It is not in one go the whole thing is done. Routing is the sequence or route of tasks necessary to complete the production of a product. Raw materials are commonly sent to various workstations so that they can be used as specified in the production process. A specific part of the production process is completed at each workstation. For example, the production of a bicycle may require using materials to produce a bike frame at one workstation, assembling wheels of a second workstation, and packaging the frames and wheels that have been assembled at the third workstation. Similarly, you take, for example, if you're making furniture also, at one place, I'm not talking about one or two furnitures which we get it done at our houses, but if it is in a mass scale, at one place is made the, just take a table, at one place is made the legs of the tables are produced, and other place the top of the table is produced, and then they are assembled at one other place. So anything anything you're producing, it is not at one go. There are different parts which are produced separately and then they are assembled. The routing process is periodically evaluated to determine whether it can be improved to allow a faster or less expensive production process. General Motors, Daimler, Chrysler, these are giant producers, and United Parcel Service have streamlined their routing process to improve production efficiency. Because why they are doing so well? Because they have put time and effort and analyzing things to do the whole process in a much more efficient way. Then scheduling. Scheduling is the act of setting time periods for each task. Like for each task, just like for example, when we are talking about bicycle, the frame, how many days it will require to make that the main frame of the bicycle. So then how many these things are done separately? Maybe the frame, the wheels, the handle, they are done separately, but you can always schedule it. By the time the frame is made, these things also should be ready, so that no time is wasted in putting that wheels or handle on the frame. Scheduling is the act of setting time periods for each task in the production process. A production schedule is a plan for the timing and volume of production tasks. For example, the production schedule of a bicycle may set a time of 2 hours for each frame to be assembled and 1 hour for each wheel to be assembled. This is just an example. I'm not saying it exactly like 1 hour, but this is how you plan, and then you keep on monitoring so that you are working according to plan. And if something goes wrong, you can take immediate action to rectify. Scheduling is useful because it establishes the expected amount of production that should be achieved at each workstation over a given day or week. Therefore, each employee understands what is expected. Furthermore, scheduling allows managers to forecast how much will be produced at the end of the day, week, or month. If a firm does not meet its production schedule, it will not be able to accommodate customer orders in a timely fashion and will lose some of its customers. Like naturally, if you have planned it properly and you're going according to your plans, you know when the customer wants that thing, and whether you'll be able to produce it by that time. For example, uh, you are doing an interior for a shop, and the owner wants to inaugurate on some auspicious day. Generally in India it is either maybe New Year, maybe Diwali, maybe Holi, whatever it is. So you have to see to it ki you plan. There are so many various work to be done, so they are planned in such a way by that time it should be complete, and the customer is able, then only the customer will be satisfied, and will be getting others also, because once you have done a work uh, according to the customer's need, you'll be demanded more in the market. Then quality control is also very essential. It is not the quantity, it is also the quality that matters. Quality can be defined as the degree to which a product or service satisfies a customer's requirements or expectations. See, quality, everybody does not want to own Ferrari. Maybe the quality is very good, but you have to see what is your market, what quality they want, and what they can afford. ठीक है, सबको तो बहुत, everybody does not cannot afford a very highly costly branded say belt. The other day, Minister Anurag Thakur was wearing a belt of 8,000 rupees. But everybody cannot, maybe it is of very good quality. You have to determine your quality according to the requirement of your customers, what they want. These so like everyone cannot become Gandhiji. The quality, his qualities are not, because that is not required by the nation or the universe. It is the quality which is required by your customers, that is what matters. What quality, at what price they require it. So quality has to be controlled, and there are many ways, like right from the time it is being processed and designed, quality control starts, and according to the requirement, quality control is a process, it's the desired quality level and to be made in the production process. Like for example, when Tata had launched Indica, there were a lot of quality problems. So they called back those cars and rectified it. After that, things improved a lot. Quality can be measured by assessing the various characteristics such as how long the product lasts that enhance the customer satisfaction. The quality of a computer may be defined by how well it works and how long it lasts. Quality may also be measured by how easy the computer is to use or by how quickly the manufacturer repairs a computer that experiences problems. Because now, especially in these rising demand for technical goods, after sale service is also very important. And when you are buying the product, if they if the seller gives you this facility also, naturally he or she will be in more demand. All of these characteristics can affect customer satisfaction and therefore should be considered as indicators of quality. The quality of services sold to customer must also, it is not only with the products, even service, the quality of the service. For example, the service which you get at a school or a hospital or a hotel, all these things matters a lot. The quality of service sold to customer must also be assessed. For example, Amazon.com produces a service of fulfilling orders of books, CDs, and other products ordered over the internet by customers. Its customers assess the quality of the service in terms of the ease with which they can send an order over the internet, whether they receive the proper order, and how quickly the products are delivered. That is the quality, the time, all these things matter because they are looking at that they they receive their order in the minimum possible time. The act of monitoring and improving the quality of products and services produced is commonly referred to as the total quality management, TQM, which was developed by Deming. He was the basics of quality improvement, and he was given this honor at in USA where he was born. So he shifted to Japan, and Japanese gave him more honor than the Americans. Later on, when his uh, things improved in Japan. Initially in 50s, Japanese mal was not it was known as, like we today we say about Chinese कि चल गया तो चल गया नहीं चला तो नहीं चला. But at that time, even Japanese goods were not considered to be of very good quality. It was Edward Demings who improved the quality of their goods, and today Japanese goods are is renowned all over the world. And after he made a success in Japan, he was even honored in US. Among TQM's key guidelines for improving quality are the following. First is provide managers and other employees with the education and training they need to excel in their jobs. Encourage employees to take responsibility and to provide leadership. And third, encourage all employees to search for ways to improve the production process. So, getting the employees involved, take, making them feel as if they own the company. Production quotas are discouraged so that employees can allocate more of their time to leadership and the improvement of the production process. ये नहीं कि इतना you give them quota, अब उस quota को finish करने के they are least bothered about the quality. So they should go hand in hand. Okay, you give them a time limit, but also the quality matters a lot. Many firms use teams of employees to access quality and offer suggestions for continuous improvement. To ensure that quality is maintained, firms periodically evaluate the methods used to measure product or service. Again, to maintain that quality, like for example, Uh, you take Patanjali. Initially, the quality was very good. I myself have used their products, but today it has deteriorated a lot. So that is there. We have to maintain it, not only at the first go, but it has to be. Then only you can. The survival is there. Afterwards, you get a bad name in the market, and people stop buying your products. So, what are the factors that boost productivity? First is your training. Naturally, proper education and training is not given to the workers who are handling that process. You cannot expect good the productivity to rise or the quality to be maintained. Then team, they should, the whole bunch of workers working on that process should work like a team. There should be a functional relationship between the different members, so that they know exactly what to do, how to do, and maintain a cordial relationship with each other. Then the working condition, the condition in which they are working, whether it is conducive or not, whether they are comfortable in it or not. Then the support from the managerial support. If an employee is struggling with something, is there anyone who's there to ready to listen to his or her problem? If there is if he or she is finding hard to meet the goals, then what is the actual problem, how to, whether they need extra training or extra help, whatever is it. So support has to be there, and that only the managerial team can give to these workers. And the managerial teams, the higher managers are also of different cadre. So highest cadre should look after the lower cadre, and so on. So it is, it should be a integrated effort of all the employees, whether he or she is a CEO or a, a, at the someone working at the lowest level, but they should be supporting each other. Then only a good result is can be expected from them. Then fair wages and benefits should be given to all the workers. Technology can improve productivity immensely, but how to use that technology so that it gives you the best result? So people should be trained in that and motivated towards working in the best possible way. So, in conclusion, we can say productivity's objective is managing to achieve maximum by investing the minimum. Since P is equal to O by I, so denominator is minimum and O, the numerator is maximum. And one should try to get the optimum value of P to keep pace with the tough competitive business environment. अब ये नहीं है कि अब इसके लिए you have to see what is actually feasible. Don't take unethical route, or don't try to cut on the quality of the product just to increase P. Operations management is the overseeing and designing of production, manufacturing, and distribution of products and services, particularly to make sure all processes are moving as efficiently as possible. Productivity itself is how efficiently inputs like business processes result in outputs of goods and services. The operation team is in place to ensure the company is running at peak efficiency. So there are so many processes. So it is not one, but each and every process should work efficiently. Then only the final result will be desirable, and which will satisfy the goals of that particular industry or organization. So that is all in your productivity. That is what is productivity, what are the factors important to in determining the level of productivity, what are the benefits of productivity, then uh, how you should try to improve not only productivity but also maintaining the quality of the product. I am very sorry that two-way communication is not possible. There's something wrong with my laptop. I don't know what is there. Some technical problem is there. I'll send
Okay.
you the PPT,
हाँ.
yesterday's PPT and today's PPT.
No, no problem.
Should I? I'll think I should. I'll
Yeah.
start another, which is the on the process.
Hmm. So guys, कुछ समझ में आया आप लोगों को? स्मृति,
Yes, sir.
कुछ समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
क्या आया
Yes, sir.
बताइए?
So in today's class, I learned about productivity, the measurement of productivity, and the factors which affect productivity.
Hmm.
For example, the human behavior, technology, industrial relations, political environment. And so one example can be the Gift City in Gujarat, which was set up as India's first IFSC. So the government initially offered a 10-year tax period
Hmm.
to encourage the people
Hmm.
to set up their businesses there.
So
And
next topic is
ठीक है,
that is
चलिए आप लोग नेक्स्ट
unit
टॉपिक पे
three
बात
of
करिए.
your operations management process configuration strategies. So what is a process? Actually, process is simply how things should be done so that you get the desired result. An operations process is simply defined as the organizational methods for getting a task accomplished. It consists of four distinct primary activities, that is planning, preparing, executing, and assessing. First, you plan how you are going to do it. Then, according to your plan, you start preparing for it. Then, actually, once you have made the preparation, everything is ready. Then you execute it, and then you assess and see whether everything is going to according to your plan or not. What are the benefits? Me- Meeting goals, whatever is your goal, whether it is if you have done these things properly, planning, preparing, executing, and assessing, then naturally you'll meet your goals. First benefit is you'll meet your goals. Then uh, the quality of the product will also be higher. Customers will be more satisfied with your work, because it is the way you are doing it that makes a lot of difference. What will be the quality, what will be the price? So it is very essential to understand the process. Every organization needs to have an operations process in place when taking an taking on every major task for a variety of reasons: maximizing profitability, preparedness for future runs, happier employees. If the process is something which is being properly done, properly planned, then all the basic preparation of executing the plan has been done, then the fine execution has been done, and then assessing what has been done. So this will maximize your profitability, and it will also prepare you for future runs, because or you have set up an organization just not just for one operation. It has to be a continuous process, and continuous improvement should be there. It is not that once it has improved and you keep on repeating it, because so many things are changing in the environment. Accordingly, you have to make your changes. The expectation of people are also changing. So, and it also will lead to happier employees, because they'll know exactly what to do, how to do. A conducive environment has been created for them. So it if the process is properly done, these are the things which we can expect from it. There is a small example. A small toy company has decided that they want to make a new action figure, so that opt to do a trial run. To plan for it, they figure out what machines will be needed to produce it, who will supply the parts, what kind of fundings or a run will require, and so on. In order to prepare, they secure the funding, pick their suppliers, and get the machines ready to do the run. Then they execute the run. Finally, they access the run to figure out what improvement can be made before officially launching the action or the that action figure. So first they planned, then they prepared, got all the resources, made all the preparation, then they executed, and then finally they have accepted before officially launching it. It is proper or not, or whether it needs further improvement. Processes fall into four different categories for operations management based on the nature of their function. Some processes il- relate primarily to a product's cost structure, other address the company's product standardization needs, output volume, or production flexibility. Take a look of at processes that focus on these types of business consideration and review general guidelines on how to best select a process to meet the requirements of your product. Before one dive into classifying a process, consider the nature of the product it's intended to produce. After all, creating a unique item such as an interstate highway bridge is widely different from producing a million bottles of contact lens solutions. So every product is different. So naturally, the process also will be different. They'll fall under other different categories. Here, a common process classification arranged according to fixed cost, lowest to highest. Project. The general result in an output of one. Examples include constructing a building or catering a party. Project we define as something which has a definite time to start and a definite time to end. So, like when you're making a bridge, naturally it will start one day, then what all processes are required to make it, what are the functions it is activity it requires to make that bridge, and how much each activity will take, then finding the solution, scheduling, doing the scheduling, which activity should be done first, which active, for example, don't take a bridge. For example, you are arranging for a birthday party, so naturally, the birthday party will depend upon whose birthday party. But it is of a small child or an adult or a grown up person. Then it has to have a fixed date, the birthday of that person. So whatever planning you have to do, you have to finish it, because it that cannot shift. That has to be finished on that day, so that the birthday party is held on the birthday, not on some other day. So whom are, what will be the menu, who will all, the number of guests, uh, whether you want apart from the edibles, whether you want some sort of other functions like some musical program, or maybe some games. If it is for small children, maybe some games so that they can enjoy their party. So all these things have to be planned, and what all you will be requiring for that. So prepare for it, then you execute it and finish in such a way that everything is done before the final day. And for each activity you have to see how many days, what type, how much money will be required, so that the final project is uh, successfully completed and you have achieved objective for which you had planned this particular project. Then you have job shops. This type of process produces small batches. For example, you are making cookies. The cookies, it is done in small batches. This type of process produces small batches of many different products. Each batch is usually customized to a specific customer order. Like for example, maybe the first batch of cookies may have nuts, the other batch of cookie may not have nuts but something else, and so on. I'm just giving you one. It can be anything, but it has to be done in batches. So that is known as job shop, and each product may require different steps and processing time. For example, of products include a bakery that specializing in baking and decorating wedding cakes. Like it can be of cakes also. Like I was telling you about cookies, can be cakes, wedding cakes. Each one customized for a bride. Up here, naturally, it cannot be mass produced because the demand is such that everyone buying that cake will have his or it is wedding cake. So each bride or bridegroom will have different type of demand. Or a programmer that creates customized website for their clients. Again, each client will require different type of website. So cannot be mass produced. So it has to be different jobs. Or for a tailor, I'm not talking about garment products. The tailor, each product he or she is stitching is according to the demand of that particular customer. Then you have batch shops. These produce periodic batches. So it can be done. It is a bit different from your job shops where it is individual, mostly individual. But here it is a whole one batch. This produce periodic batches of the same product. Batch shops can produce different products, but typically all the products they produce follow the same. For that batch, it will be the same thing. For job, it is for each job, it is different. A facility producing shirts of different sizes and colors, or a bakery preparing different flavors of cakes or types of cookies are example of batch shops. These processes make one type of shirt or cookies in a batch and then switch to a different type, but all types follow the same flow. So batch shop prepare resources to produce a different type of product. Then you have flow lines. So first of all, you have project, then you have job shops, which is for individual. Like the job can be to design a house for someone or an office for someone. So it is exactly according to the requirement of that particular customer. But batch, it can be a group of things of the same type in one batch. Maybe in second batch they can make certain differences in that whatever they had produced in the first batch. Then you have flow lines. This type of process consists of essentially independent stations that produce the same or very similar parts. Each part follows the same process throughout the process. Output of a flow line is dedicated by bottleneck or the slowest operation. The flow line is similar to the assembly line, but the parts don't move at a constant rate dictated by the line speed. Like flow line, like for example, like I was talking to you about vehicle. It is moving in a line. Things are being added to it, whatever is required, but it is an ongoing process. It is not like for job. It is for each and every individual. It is different. For batch, it is in a different batches. But flow line is a continuous process. What are the different types of process flows? Flow of raw material, the flow of work in process, the flow of finished goods, the flow of operators, the flow of machines, the flow of information, the flow of engineering. When, from where you are getting the raw materials, then when the work is in process, how it is, which has to be done first, which has to be second, and things like that. then finished, once it has been finished, where it has to be stored, where it has to be stacked, where it has to be from the wholesalers, from wholesaler to retailers, operators who are producing this good, how they'll be moving, then the flow of machines, how the machines will be moving to produce that particular good or service, the flow of information, what information is required, which information you require first, then the second, and things, whenever you require any information, whether it is easily available to you or not, the flow of engineering, how that flow, the practices, what are they? Implementing best practices in operations management can significantly enhance efficiency, quality, and overall performance. Here are some key best points. Focus on minimizing waste, includes stream mapping, just in time production. Then you have Six Sigma. Actually, this uses a statistical method. There's something known as normal curve, which is a bell-shaped curve, symmetric in nature, and at the middle is its, here mean, median, mode are all equal, and they are at the middle. 50% of the population are below mean, and 50% of the population are above mean. Do you and about 99.9% of the population lies between plus minus 3 sigma, that is mean minus below mean, and plus means above mean. So about 99.7%. So it is a curve which does not meet the x-axis. It meets x-axis at infinity, both at the positive level as well as the negative level. So it is only you have who are considering. So we are focusing on this, the majority, that is about 99.7% of the population, which lies between. So 3 plus 3 is 6 sigma. Then total quality management, it emphasizes on what? Improvement in all aspect of an organization. It involves everyone in the organization in the improvement process, and focuses on customer satisfaction. Total, not only the organization, but the process plus the customer satisfaction, everything is taken into consideration. Then you have automation, because automating improves the efficiency as well as the preciseness of the product. Automating routine business processes can reduce errors, save time, and increase efficiency. This includes using software for inventory management, order processing, customer relationship management, and so on, and production. So, by using computerization and automation, we can improve, especially human error is minimized, and you know exactly how to do, what to do, and when to do. Then consumer centric approach. Now, because see, whatever you are doing, you are doing it for someone. If that person is not as you don't keep him at the center and see what he or she wants, whether you are in a hospital, or you are doing in a service, or you are producing any goods, then continue. This is a Japanese method, continuous improvement. Whatever is this, each time you are not repeating the same thing, but trying to improve something, trying to do the same thing in a bit better way. robust line of communication across the relationship. Communication is very essential. Only when there is, because someone might have a very good idea. If there is no communication, these things will be not shared by everyone for the work. Then supply chain management. What is supply chain management? Optimizing the right from the time the raw material comes to the manufacturing unit. From manufacturing, it goes to wholesaler to retailer, and retailer to finally to the customer. So, right from the beginning, raw material to the ultimate uh, consumer of that product or service. Ensuring that the organization has the right amount of resources, that is, what is the equipment, money, or every. Here I have given you only two, but it can be more. You can write all the resources you use to produce that particular product or service to meet current and future demand. This helps in avoiding overproduction or underproduction. Like, as I told you, if you have overproduction, actual loss will be there. It is underproduction, then opportunity loss will be there. So your capacity, what is the demand? Do you have the resources as well as the space to produce whatever is being demanded? Then performance metrics, regularly maintaining and analyzing key performance indicators to assess the efficiency and effectiveness. What are the key indicators which will affect the performance? You have to keep on seeing to it that the key indicators are maintained. This helps in identify area for improvement and making informed decisions. Implementing these best practices can help streamline operations and reduce cost and improve overall business. If you keep an eye on all these things, then you can expect a very good result on in whatever you are producing, whether you're doing some service or whether you're producing some good. As I we have already discussed this, in work process configuration, there are several types of processes. You have job shop, like where you say for each product is custom made. Then you have batch process, which makes things in one batch has similar things. Maybe you can change something or you can continue with it. Then you have repetitive process. This configuration is used for high volume production of standardized products. So the same thing is repeated over and over again. Then you have continuous process, similar to a repetitive process, but used for products that are in continuous flow, such as chemicals, oil, or electricity. The production process runs 24/7 without interruption. Then you have project progress. So one project which has a definite start and a definite end. What are the different activities have to be identified? How much time it will require to complete that activity? What will be the sequence? So this is a project process. Each of this configuration has its own advantages, and is chosen based on the specific requirements of the production process and the nature of the product being produced. So according to your type of job you are doing, you can choose any of these processes. Then intermittent flow shop. An intermittent flow shop in operating management refers to a production system where the flow of materials and products is irregular and not continuous. This type of of system is designed to handle a wide variety of products and key characteristics. So, according typically made to fulfill specific customer orders rather than for stock. Variety of products. The system can produce a wide, like for example, a tailor. He works in an intermediate, maybe at some time, for example, if there's some festival is coming, the demand for stitching rises. Maybe there's some time when it is slack. Variety of products. The system can produce a wide range of products, often in small quantities. Flexible, flexible layout. Machine and equipment are arranged by process rather than product. What if flexible? If the demand is high, more machine and more equipment will be required. And when it is low or slack, then accordingly you can do. Skilled labor. Highly skilled operators are needed to manage the devices, diverse tasks and equipment. So naturally over here, somebody who has a very good knowledge what will be demand in future and what type of work is required, is that is why skilled labor is required in this type of intermittent flow shop. In process inventory, there is usually a significant amount of in process inventory due to the irregular flow of materials, because it is not continuous. It is sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low. So in process inventory has to be maintained. Wherever it is required, it has to be maintained. Examples of intermittent flow shop include machine shops, hospitals, and custom manufacturing facilities. Like for example, hospitals, there can be there some pandemic. Like for example, recently when we had COVID-19, naturally there was uh, high demand by the uh, here the customers were what patients. The demand for treatment was higher. You can have in machine shops also, you can have at sometimes maybe you're producing some sort of a thing which is used in festivals. So during that period, the demand for that product will be more. When the festival is gone, then the demand can come down. Then you have a flexible process system. In operations management refers to an adaptable approach that allows a business to efficiently respond to changes in demand, technology, or other external factors. This system is designed to maintain high level of efficiency and competitiveness by being able to quickly adjust processes and workflows. So here you have to wherever the demand is there, do you adjust yourself to it, and adaptability is one thing, you have to be there. Scalability is there, another thing. Efficiency has to be there. Technology integration has to be. Employee training has to be there. This is similar to your intermittent flow. Then you have shifting work configuration. You can have job rotation, you can have job enlargement, you can have job enrichment, you can have telecommunicating. Like instead, like today, what I am doing over here, it is telecommuting with you. I'm not physically present and giving you this lecture, but I'm telecommuting with you. So this is shifting work configuration types. Flexible work hours, team based work. Then process redesign. Once the analysis is complete, the next step is to redesign the process to enhance performance. This can involve eliminating waste, streamlining steps, automating tasks, reorganizing resources. So in conclusion, we can say Process configuration strategies in operations management are essential for optimizing workflows and ensuring that processes are efficient, adaptable, and aligned with organizational goals. Here are some key conclusions regarding these strategies. Customization and flexibility according to the need. It has to be customized to some people, or it can be adjusted to whenever is that there is demand. Tailoring processes to meet specific business needs while maintaining the flexibility to adapt to changes in the market or technology. Efficiency and streamlining, continuous seeking continuously seeking ways to eliminate waste. Efficiency and streamline process to improve productivity and reduce. It should not be haphazard. Some standardization has to be there. You know exactly what to do, when to do. Technology integration, leveraging advanced technologies such as automation, AI, and data analytics to enhance process efficiency and decision making. Using technology so that the work you are doing becomes easier and more acceptable by your consumers. Employee involvement, engaging employees in the process configuration to ensure that changes are practical and that staff are well trained and motivated. So, they should feel part of the organization and they should work as if they are working for their own well being. Then, continuous improvement has to be there. As I told you, this concept of Kaizen was given by the Japanese. Continue adopting a mindset of ongoing improvement, regularly reviewing and refining processes to stay competitive and responsive to new challenges. Because, see, the business world or the environment in which we are living is not constant. It is changing all the time. So we have to be tuned to it and ready to adapt ourselves with it and change whatever we are making according to the requirement and the need of the customers. Thank you. So this is all, and I'll send you these PPTs. You can go through them according whenever you are all the points which I have covered.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Meanwhile, I'll see to it that my laptop is working properly and we can have two-way communication after this.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
goodbye.
Okay,
Good
okay,
night.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Hi, Sakshi. So, you joined late and you are a responsible management guy. Why? Why do you need a follow-up? Tell me. It happens very quietly, very often. Smriti is very, very sincere in her approach. She always joins either before time, either on time. Yes, Sakshi, tell me why this pattern is very, very common.
So actually, I will not make any excuses for the previous classes, but for today, I was actually busy with certain projects, so I was not able to join. And even I was having internet issues in the middle of the classes while we started the process. So
So you are aware na कि you have a commitment or you have an engagement. Whatever
yes, sir.
project is there, it's immaterial. If you have a commitment of time, people may be waiting for you. These excuses will not help you. It will only diminish your credibility. Once your credibility gone, it's gone. You have to pay the price for that. People will not trust. Are you getting a point?
Yes, sir.
So for future, even if you are 1 minute late, you are 1 minute late. Even if you're 1 minute late, inform in advance that I'll be late for 5 minutes. Believe me, everybody will be supporting you. If you are having a project, you just send a message that I'll be late by 10 minutes. Is there anybody stopping you?
No, sir, I will make sure that I do that from the next time.
These are the professional etiquettes. Otherwise, people will get irritated. Bosses are very, very fragile in nature. They can't tolerate even 30 seconds. Forget about 10 minutes. Within 30 seconds, they take the decision. Thank you very much. They are very, very sensitive. So please take care of these issues, right?
Yes.
Yes, Sipra, have you got anything out of this class today? It was very good class regarding the productivity and the inventory. Very informative one. So tell me what exactly you have gained and
Yes,
how
sir.
you will correlate with your CMA.
Yes, sir. It is one of the chapter in operations management in my
Hmm.
CMA subject also.
Hmm.
In productivity, we see the input and output ratio. And if input is equal to output, then we are at constant level. If we are putting some input and output is more than input, then our productivity is more.
Hmm.
So it is also always the input output ratio that
ठीक
is
है. I am not asking what you have
seen
learned.
under
I am just asking
productivity.
how you will use it
And
in your real life. What was the gain for the day?
yes, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, productivity applies to everyone, even at individual level. Also, we can apply it in our daily lives. Like we are, we can increase our efficiency in doing anything. Like for a job, within 1 hour we can do more things efficiently and effectively. So all the concept that we saw in this class we can apply it to our daily lives and activities.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah,
it will
Sakshi,
increase
tell
our
me what was
productivity
the
and
gain for
save
the
our
day?
time as well.
Okay. So Sakshi, what was the gain for the day?
Sir, as from the three PPTs that ma'am taught us, few terms were very regularly used. Efficiency, effectiveness, human resources, and other
Productivity.
terms as productivity, technology, and the main aim of all the three PPTs were profit maximization and customer satisfaction. For the productivity part, we talked about the factors, for example, human technology, the managers, where it is very important for the managers to also know what is happening under their nose about the product, about the production, the company, everything. We also got to know that there are natural resources that are very play important role. For example, uh, in Dubai, we know that it is quite popular because, and it is known because of the fuel production and everything, and it has gained a name, knowing for its best of technologies, and being one of the richest out there. Even we got to know that customs and traditions also play an important role in production. We also got to know that political factors, for example, taxation, law and order also play an important role. And
Hmm.
there are certain terms that help in productivity helps.
Hmm.
For example, increasing the employment, which is very important in India right now. This also increases standards of living for the people. And because of this, the higher the productivity is, the more the country is developed and prosperous. And other than that, we also talked about in all the three PPTs about the staff in the company. The staff should be skilled in what work they are doing and in which category they are working. It is very important for them to be skilled and educated about the product, about the technology, because technology has taken a lot of jobs for the people who are not aware of it, and it has also been a good thing for the people who are aware about the technology.
Right, right,
Sir, I
right.
would like to
Very
give an
good.
example.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, we know the brand is Zara, and its main production is mainly done in Spain. And no, unlike other brands, which is like H&M, its competing brands are, other brands take 2 or 4 months to release a new product. But Zara, on the other hand, they release new products in 2 to 3 weeks. And because of this reason, they also launch very limited batch of clothes. Because of this, they are avoiding any kind of low, overproduction of the,
Inventory.
yeah. And their designs are also very trendy, adapted to the locals' tastes and culture and tradition. They also have a very unique tag system. There are three kinds of tags that they use. For example, if Zara has one which is like black color tag, so the clothes will be very premium. And then they have a tag where it is white color, written in black, so it will have very, matlab it is of the lowest quality and of cheapest price in Zara. So they use very different strategies and production thing to improve their
So they are
and be in the
utilizing
market.
their operation management in a very, very effective manner. You mean to say like that?
Yes.
They are far ahead than the competitor because of their operation management. Good example. Yeah, Smriti, finally, tell me what you have gained from today's session.
So today's session was very intriguing.
Be more expressive first. I want that you should learn these skills also, right? Don't be
Yes, sir.
typecast, right?
Okay,
Body
sir.
language, facial expressions. Talk like a management guy. Talk like a manager, na? Why you want to become a student for rest of your life, right?
Yes, sir.
Chalo.
So today's class was very intriguing, and ma'am shared her insights about productivity and process configuration. The process configuration class was a bit technical, so I got the basics just out of what the processes are and how the business operates. And regarding the class about productivity, I learned a lot about
Hmm.
productivity, the factors that affect it, and I gave the example of Gift City in Gujarat, and also how productivity has become synonymous with progress. Ma'am shared this line, and the importance of high productivity in a country like India, which is developing country, third world country. And we can also see this in the budget that is presented right now. The major focus of government in was in textile industry in a labor intensive investment. So they were focusing on increasing the labor investment in labor to increase the productivity of the textile industry and not on the capital. So they were very clear about it to create employment and increase the standard of living. And also we learned about the benefits of the productivity and how the political factors affect it, the quality of the productivity, not only the quantity, and how we can also inculcate in our lives the time management and also like selecting a site for the productivity, like designing a layout, production control, inventory control, everything. And in the process configuration, like how we can maximize the profitability of the business and how we can prepare for the future today. And it becomes easier by classifying the process in project, job, batch, shop, and we can like remove the wastage that happens in the business process by analyzing the work, by doing R&D and reducing the wastage and improving efficiency and effectivity, and that will improve the profitability. And what are the process flows, the flow of raw material, work in progress, finished goods, and what are some of the best practices, process practices that a business can adopt.
Hmm.
She mentioned a lot of processes like the supply chain management process, capacity planning, like improving our capacity, and making sure that we have the stock and we have the ability and the willingness to work, having the ability and willingness to work with that ability. Like, for example, if I take my case, in the beginning, I did have some ability, but I was not willing to utilize the
Express.
ability. Yes, express the ability. But now I'm working on it and trying to be more expressive, and I'm willing to work on it. So that's what I learned.
So in
So
the
yes, sir.
process, do you watch your videos as well after the class? No.
Yes, sir, I do.
So are you finding any improvement in you?
The somewhat.
Somewhat. Very, you are underestimating yourself. Others may sense better than you. Yeah. Good.
Yes, sir.
If you will talk in such a manner as a graduate, any company personnel will vouch on you, because now you are not only taking decision, you are taking decision with the right, guidance or the right training, and from the management perspective, you are taking the right thing. Not so many angles you are seeing. Otherwise, though, earlier everybody, as a graduate, we are just going and reaching to the decision, end results only. But now, before taking decision, you are considering lot many factors, lot
Yes.
many variables. Lot many variables are making you lot many factors. Lot many factors are becoming the point to take the decision. Then your decision is right and wrong, and that is not right and wrong. It's a probability that yes, it may go right. That is the real power of the management. So why people will not hire you? Why they will go and take the risk with the graduates? Case is very simple now, na?
Yes.
Why somebody should get promoted who is having only graduation and having some experience? Why I should not hire the person who is having a management education and experience as well? His knowledge, his understanding, his thought process is so huge. Nobody can match. Even one guy who saw the syllabus of this course, he said, "Ki sir, you are giving everything in 6 months. MBA colleges are giving in 2 years, and that is also bookish one." And he was surprised to see, oh my God, you are giving this much, and from very reputed faculties. They are from industry. He said, "Ki sir, for this they are charging 10 lakh, 12 lakh. You are charging nothing. You should charge more." मैंने कहा, sure. And by seeing the price, he was surprised ki in this price, all across India, nobody is providing management course. So why are you charging so low? So I
Yes,
said,
sir. This is
huh?
syllabus of MBA.
Yes, yes, yes. The entire thing, entire MBA. Whatever they are teaching you as a management skill, we will teach you, not only will make you a good manager, right? With guarantee, no warranty. We take guarantee, we don't take warranty. And you will be far, far better than any MBA whosoever is there. आप उनसे बेहतर डिसीजन लेके दिखा सकते हो, राइट? किसी से भी कंपटीशन करा लेना कभी भी. I say it openly to everybody. Yeah. Even up to some extent, you can compete with IIM guys. I'm telling you fact. सुनने में तुम्हें बड़ा अजीब लग रहा होगा, बट एक बार जब compete कर लोगे ना, तब तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस यूं बड़ा हो जाएगा. तुम बोलोगे बेकार में ही हम तो आईएम के नाम पे डर रहे थे, हम उनसे नहीं डर रहे थे, राइट? बट कुछ नहीं है अंदर. आई एम टेलिंग यू फैक्ट. वो किताबी ज्ञान लेके ही बातें करते रहते हैं. उनको जो केस स्टडी दे दोगे, उसी केस स्टडी के बारे में, उसी पॉइंट से बारे में सोचते रहेंगे. उससे परे गट्स नहीं है सोचने का. I'm judging IIM case studies since so many years. I know them very well. Anyway, whatsoever they are doing, let them do what that is not our objective to compete with anybody. So, guys, I think it's a really good and you did a fantastic job. Sagun, would you like to speak something? अब तो तुम्हारा माइक कैमरा सब ठीक हो गया है सगुन. Okay, maybe see. Are you feeling good about your decision, स्मृति? घर वालों पापा से बात होती है आपकी? पापा को बताते हो आप ये सब?
Yes, sir. He regularly asks कि classes हो रही हैं. What are you learning?
तो
So I
क्या
tell him.
तो क्या बोलती हो आप? कुछ बताते हो फीडबैक?
Yes, I tell him that we have classes every Saturday, Sunday, and we have a lot of lectures about different areas in management. We are learning the technical skills of management.
You
How,
should
like
always
from
be
A to
thankful to
Z
your
of,
father.
yes, sir.
Right?
I am thankful, yes, sir.
Yes, because he took the right decision. So I still
Yes.
remember you were very much hesitating. नहीं बाद में करेंगे ये करेंगे वो करेंगे बट ये फादर से नहीं करना है तो मैनेजमेंट करो नहीं तो फिर रहने दो. Then she realized now she is getting the benefit. After 6 months, you start applying for the job. I can
Yes,
guarantee
sir.
कि you will get the job.
I will.
Yeah? 6 महीने के बाद तुम्हें जॉब मिल जाएगी. And even in your last year, you can do as an apprenticeship. कि आप 1 साल का apprenticeship भी लेके अगर कहीं जॉब पे चले जाओगे ना तो that will get converted all your credit marks into your credit marks. आप ऐसे ही पास हो जाओगे. There is a law by the government, degree apprenticeship. तो बीच में भी जॉब अपना जाके करो और पास भी हो जाओगे. That is the benefit. Anyway, guys, I think it's a good. So go ahead and maybe we'll be connecting on Saturday, next Saturday with something better. And hope कि मैम का तब तक कंप्यूटर भी ठीक हो जाएगा. Maybe she will be interacting, she will be giving project. तो आप जितना उनसे डिमांड करोगे ना, she is basically alumni of IIT Kharagpur. And BHU, I am Institute of Management Studies, BHU. She's taught almost 40 years. सोचो 40 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है. तो बहुत बड़ी बात है कि आप लोग ऐसे लोगों से पढ़ रहे हो, राइट? चलो, ऑल द बेस्ट गाइस. थैंक यू वेरी मच. डू वेल इन योर लाइफ. बाय बाय.